All right, I am sitting here at Overland Expo with my buddies Kirt and Jen, and we're gonna do a quick rig walk around of their truck and talk about their story a little bit because it's kind of unique.
My name is Michael Ladden. I am currently traveling more than 220,000 miles around the world on board my 1994 Staunton Stevenson Overland Expedition rig and KTM adventure bike. This is my story.
I'm sitting on a patio here with grass. So here they are.
Hello.
And why don't you tell me sort of what do you do with this? Now, because you got a unique story, right? You got 2 kids traveling full time, right?
We do. We have an 8 and a 6-year-old, and we've been on the road now for about a year and a half. We were actually in a different rig before this. We were in a ProMaster van, but with the kids growing so quickly, we quickly outgrew it. We were maxed out on payload and it wasn't 4-wheel drive. And it's kind of funny, early on in our journey, Kirt saw another box truck similar to ours and the idea was born. So usually when he starts thinking about something, it comes to life. So we got that truck and we placed the order for the box.
Right.
Not long after that. And
So the truck was new, or the truck was
Brand new.
brand new truck?
Chassis cab, Ram 5500, Cummins, ASN transmission, 48 gears, 74 gallons of diesel.
And the box was also new.
Yes.
Okay.
So
And
it's a Morgan box. It's a Pro Skate box, so it's made for landscaping.
Yep.
So you're able to drive into the box, and we modified this back to make it a deck.
put some AstroTurf on it, and this is our front porch.
you did all the build yourself, you guys.
Yes.
Nice.
Took 8 weeks.
We didn't have a choice.
Really?
8 weeks. Check out our check out our YouTube.
So we got that in common. It took me 8 weeks to do mine too.
Okay, nice.
So because I had no choice, because I had no home.
Exactly. We're right with you, Mike. Yeah.
So we ended up renting an Airbnb, and it was in the middle of the winter in Phoenix, and the rental market there was just insane, right? So we had a hard time finding something affordable. So for 2 months, we were kind of maxed out anyways on budget, and when we were done at the Airbnb, we had to have something to move into, right? So we
What are the unique challenges with the kids? And by the way, great kids. They put more miles on my one wheel, I think, in the last couple of days than I put on in the last year.
they put us all to shame.
I know.
It's great. You know, it's one of the best things that our family has done. At the end of the day, we didn't have time for each other, and we realized that our relationships with one another and our experiences were more important than the money we made or the things we owned. So we sold everything. We had a farm, 12 acres in East Tennessee. We raised goats. We had livestock guardian dogs. We overlooked a lake. You know, we thought we had our forever home, but our cups weren't full, and you know, our relationships started to suffer because of it. Not only that, but just ourselves, you know, for our own self-growth. So traveling with the kids and being with them full time, of course, presents some challenges. We're always with them, but sometimes you just have to kick them outside and go tell them to play in nature's playground.
The homeschooling. Does it matter what time of the year? So are they off right now? Kind of, you don't have to do it, or is it all year round?
It's a very hands-off kind of approach. We've unschooled and take more of the wild schooling approach. They are both very different learners.
Yeah.
So what interests one is not going to interest the other. We're always learning. We're learning when we're at national parks. The junior ranger programs are amazing. We're learning when we're in an environment where we can go figure out what kind of rocks are beneath us and see what animal tracks we can find on our daily morning walk. Long term, hopefully, we're hoping we can get to Alaska and then just keep heading south in the next year or two.
Down the Pan-American.
Yeah.
All the way?
Hopefully. Hopefully with you, Mike.
Sounds
Why
good.
not? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What would you tell somebody that is thinking about, you know, living the nomadic life, I guess?
Just do it. Just figure out a way to do it. No excuses. Everyone's situation is different. You're not the same as us and vice versa. So just, if you want it, just go do it. Make it happen.
This is kind of my domain. I do most of the cooking in the family. It's a good thing I enjoy it. So we are all electric. I cook primarily on induction. I've got 2 of these, and if I'm not cooking on that, it's either the Instapot, or when we're able to have a campfire, that's the other alternative. So we got plenty of food storage up there and here and in here. And then we've got a 90-liter Ice Cove fridge freezer down here, dual zone, which is great because the lids open from both ways.
Directions.
And when I'm putting groceries, if I keep it like that, you can tell it wants to fall over here.
Yep. Yep.
I don't have to deal with that. And then we actually have a second fridge outside too, which is kind of just miscellaneous drinks and whatnot. But between our dry food storage and our frozen and refrigerated stuff, and we have 81 gallons of fresh water, I'd say if we really pushed it and planned it, we could probably be off grid for about 3 weeks. More storage underneath here. We've got a 1.6 gallon electric hot water heater, which is nice because we do have a shower on the inside, which is amazing because we weren't allowed to have that in the van. We didn't have space for it. So this is Mama's next favorite spot is the indoor shower. We have a wet
Oh yeah.
and we've got the Airhead composting toilet. The shower valve is kind of unique. We haven't seen a lot of these. This is actually called a bullfinch valve. It does all the mixing for you, so you don't have to mess with a hot and cold shower. So this
What do you do? You
plugs
set
in.
it's set at a temperature?
Yeah, pretty much. You just plug this in and turn the dial to the warm area. You get it where you like it, and it keeps it that constant.
Okay.
as
I've
long
never
as-
seen that.
Yep, that's where we keep just extra paper towels. So the floor is original with the box. It's white oak. I had to sand it and stain it and polyurethane coat it. Finished it.
So this is the floor that came with the box.
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Everything else is insulated with Havelock wool except for the floor right now. I
Yep.
think later on down the road, that's one of the things he was talking about. He
Yep.
might insulate on the underside. But yeah, we wanted to keep the floors. We thought they were pretty cool. We just had to stain them. So this is our bench seating area. And this is our multi-purpose table where we eat and learn and work. Super simple, nothing fancy, just one hinge up and down. One thing I was really kind of afraid of when we built this is I didn't want it to feel like we were living in a box. This is our home, and I wanted it to feel like a home. I wanted the outside in, so we cut in 3 windows and 2 doors, and between all that, it really hasn't been an issue. I don't get that boxy feeling. So here's where we sleep. The kids have bunk beds. These are RV size mattresses. We bought them off of Amazon. It's a standard size. We actually gave them the choice if they wanted to share a bed and be able to sit up, or have their own space with bunks and maybe not be able to sit up. And they both chose to have their own space.
Which one gets the top?
The older one, because I didn't trust the younger one to climb up there.
Right. Makes sense.
And of course, we've got some privacy curtains. They're blackout curtains, so I know Mom and Dad have a queen size on the bottom.
Yep.
And our closets are here. Dirty clothes go up here. Another kid has his own closet up top there. And then Mama gets the biggest closet on the other side.
Okay, so as far as the mechanicals
Yep.
go in the truck,
Yep.
we have 1,850 watts of solar. We got a 5,000 watt grow watt inverter. It's a 240 volt inverter, charger, solar charge controller, all in one. And then it goes into a auto transformer and splits it in 2 legs of 120. We got 15,000 watts of battery. So we got 3 server rack batteries. They're 100 amps at 48 volts. Or if you want to do the 12 volt, it's 1200 amp hours at 12 volts. We have 81 gallons of water. We have 2 DC to DC chargers because this truck has dual alternators. So they're 800 watts a piece. We got a pretty cool water system. We got a clear source filter system. So it's a 3-part filter that we filter the water before it goes into the tank. And then we have a 4th one underneath the sink. So when it comes out of the tank, it gets filtered again.
Where can you get your water from?
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Stream.
Anything. Yeah.
Plug in, domestic, whatever.
Yeah,
Yep.
water's important on the road because you're always getting it from different sources. So you want to make sure you have good clean water. We do have a 9,000 BTU mini split. It's a 38 SEER and it's a 240 volt unit.
You can run that off of your electric power.
I can run this and charge the batteries.
All right, show us the front. This is a cool truck. Look at that thing.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, this is talked about earlier. This is the bodyguard bumper that they had to scan and custom made for the super single because it's wider.
Yep.
So if you come around here, we have the AEV fenders. So
Yep.
they actually had to cut the fender out. They had to do a body chop here so it would clear. But the nice thing about the Ram over the Ford, you don't need a lift. So on the Ford, you would need a 2-inch lift to be able to put these tires and do the super single conversion. So this is a 12.5 Evo Warren winch. Yeah, we got action tracks. We got some storage. The Thule box up there. We have a couple paddle boards in. So we wanted to add more toys to this rig because of the weight we're able to versus the van.
Yeah, and that's your split unit air conditioner.
Yep. 38 SEER, 9,000 BTU. Storage under here has been great. Anything we can bring more toys along definitely helps.
Same stairs I got pretty
Yeah,
much on my truck.
Yep. Yeah, we got a diesel heater too. So it's 12 volt diesel heater. We have
And that comes out right here.
Yep. This is the kids box. They keep all their toys.
Yep.
74 gallons of diesel. And I actually have an auxiliary diesel tank for the heater because our heater will run off of kerosene.
Yep.
It's a planer, it's a Russian version. And we've already run this thing at 10,300 feet just on straight diesel.
Wow.
So we have the Arctic turn windows and the doors, which we love those.
And you guys take this truck all over the place because
Yeah.
I've seen you take it pretty far off
Oh
road.
yeah. So it's done well. I like these tires, especially when you get 40 or 50,000 miles out of them because they're not cheap.
Yeah. All right, guys, thanks for showing me around and showing everybody out there the tour of your awesome rig.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate
Absolutely. How do people follow you and get a hold of you?
So we are on YouTube, Overland Uncharted, and you can also find us on Instagram or Facebook. A little bit more real-time stuff. You can keep up with us there too. Same name, Overland Uncharted.
Thanks for watching this video. If you like what we're doing, be sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the truck and tree symbol to your right. Once again, thanks and hope to see you soon.